I guess I'm going to start the podcast off today talking about the elephant in the room or in the situation, and it's basically Kanye West being dropped from all these companies he was in bed with, doing business with, and supposedly a billionaire with. But the way America is set up, one day, one conversation, and you can shut down your whole operation. That don't mean you can't rebuild it. That don't mean you can't come up with a new one or restart, but it's just really kind of deep how everything could be taken from a person by saying words. And I'm seeing online a lot that a lot of people are saying, you notice that when Kanye said slavery was a choice, that none of his stuff was taken from him, that it was normalized in his world to just say what he wanted to say. It was nothing taken from him. But as soon as he says something against Jews or people that are not black, here come the gauntlet coming down on him. From Chase Bank to Adidas to all these Balenciaga and these fashion people, you know what I'm saying? And you would wonder, why would somebody sabotage their situation? Would you sabotage your own situation? I wouldn't think that you wouldn't. Nobody would want to do that. But, maybe he is crazy. Maybe for 20 years of being a millionaire, maybe he just made decisions that today just haunted him. His mother dying, him not seeing his kids, and all that stuff. That stuff take a toll on you. I was very young when I went through that. 23, 25. I was very young when it started, and then it ended, and then I got on with my life. Well, I can imagine going through it at 45, 40, 44, 35. That's a lot older in your life for somebody to be taking your kid from you and all that stuff. I guess dealing with it when I was young, I was able to balance myself and get back from the pain. But not seeing your kid every day, especially like when your kid wake up in the same household with you, that's rough to not see them no more. They just basically, the relationship end, and you stop seeing the girl and the kid. But the girl, that's what you can't control. But your kid is like, hey, I need to see my child. And the people in the situation just obviously the baby mama just be like, no, and you suffer mentally. So I believe that's a lot to do with what he's dealing with, is the abandonment. You know what I'm saying? And when you're a man, you're not supposed to you're not supposed to show those emotions. You're supposed to just kind of like roll with life and act like none of that stuff even existed. But in reality, it affects you. It affects you. I mean, he got a lot of money, so you would assume that he could find people or persons that can make him happy, you know what I mean, or be around him. But you always heard that old cliche that money can't buy happiness. So, but I just don't like those companies. I don't buy from neither one of those companies in my own personal life. I don't buy no Balenciaga. I do have a Chase Bank account. And let me say, I'm trying to see, do I support any of those other brands? Adidas, I got like one pair of shoes and I think I got 2 shirts and 1 pair of pants or something like that. I want to dump all that crap, but I'm not friends with Kanye. He's not nobody that's close to me as a homie or nothing like that. But just to see how they could just turn it back on you because of what you say, and he has a lot of position in what he's saying, but in that realm, they want silence. It's just like slavery. They want you don't get to say nothing. So, and you see majority of celebrities, they stay within that realm. They don't get away from that. They don't leave it and then be like, no, I'm gonna say this because, and when they do, they all are deemed crazy. They all are deemed mental cases. And you see what happened with Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and the names go on. And so you just be like, dude, just get your money, go be successful, and don't let so much vitriol come out of your world. Just get your money and go home. But emotionality, and Kanye is like that, very emotional, very high strung about scenarios and issues. So but the racism he dealing with right now is crazy. I mean, he just basically getting closed in on, and they basically are the reason why he's successful in the first place. He wouldn't have none of that stuff if it wasn't for these people who throwing the rocks at him right now. He only rich because they opened the door for him. So it's almost like he's biting the hands that fed him. Being who he is. He just don't care. But you know he gonna bounce back. I believe that if you got $400 million, that it may not be $1 billion, it might not be $2 billion, but that's good enough to get you started on whatever you want to do. Plus, he got his name out there. Plus, they put his brands out there so hard, and then they own 100% of Yeezys, the one that they dropped, I assume. I think he still owns his own business, but they own the products that they put out, and that's because those lawyers gonna make sure that they get the lion's share of the situation. So it's just crazy to see, you know. I am still a fan of bro, but I don't like all that racist shit he was doing. White Lives Matter. I just don't know. You can't imagine what a person is thinking. And I was talking to my mother recently, and she said he's bored. You got all that money. You traveled all over the world. You've had some of the baddest women in the world. What's your issue? Is that you're bored. You don't have anything else to do. There's nothing left to do. Music don't interest you. The fashion industry is not fulfilling you. So you just basically out there ain't got nothing to do. So you said, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pick some trouble with these people, because most motherfuckers just working a job, getting their pay, going home. They're not thinking about no shit like this. So that's all I got on this, y'all. I just want y'all to like and subscribe and let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Holla.